KMTV, currently we are at the residence observing social distancing. Honorable Steve Zargo, Senator of Lofa County. I'm Julius Conton Godfrey Nanambadu Kwanzaa. So welcome firstly.
Thank you very much, and let me say welcome to my house, and thank you for having me.
It's good to have you and always speaking with the media, especially on critical issues. Uh, During the county meet, you were into the county meet, especially for Lofa County. You gave your financial, moral, physical support. This is a national crisis. Firstly, what has been your own involvement?
Uh, Again, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for coming to conduct this interview. It's worth it. I appreciate it. My involvement has been to work with national government. Our country is a unitary sovereign state. We're not a federal. So all of our function and responsibility are interconnected. So we've been working with government to come up with some policy prescription to be able to prevent and contain the COVID-19. Prevent it in the sense that those areas within our country that have not reached, we prevent it. Those areas that they are, we continue to ensure that it becomes a history. Now, globally, have been declared epidemic. At first, the World Health Organization took long, but they can't agree because of the impact it's having on humankind. So I've been working with national government. I've been working with my county government. And as I speak to you, within the next 48 hours, I will be on my way to Lofa County to get involved directly. I am involved indirectly, but I want to get involved directly. As I speak to you, my radio station, the Voice of Lofa, is covering the activity, is giving the kind of awareness. So I have asked my radio station in Lofa to work with all the local radio stations so that I get there and work with them and enhance their capacity to ensure that we bring their awareness to it 4 years. Since my country, Lofa, can have our own better experience with the Ebola. This is how far we are for now.
The Chief Medical Officer on Monday praised General Legislature for accepting the President's national proposal. And though it wasn't easy, and you guys came up with several other recommendations going forward. Just give us an overview of how it was like before coming to the decision.
It was a tough moment. There was one time that we had to adopt a bipartisan approach. There was one time that we had to go across the aisle to reach to all of different political persuasions. There was one time that we had to put away whether you are a liberty partisan, you are a unity partisan, or you are sedition. There's one time we put Mama Labra first and foremost. I remember the House of Representatives sending their team, and we have a joint committee. I remember no one putting party first and foremost. It is amazed that some of the decisions we took were supported by Akaro's grave. And some of the decisions, his own people took in lower, he didn't support it. Some of the decisions that a person or a lawmaker in the lower took, some in the Senate defended, despite the political affiliation. So it was a tough one. But in the final analysis, we thought the well-being of our country come first and foremost, and as a result of this, we reached a decision for the good of our country.
Great position. Let's look at it. You just earlier on talked about opposition, or this is not a political thing, it's a national crisis. From the end of the opposition, generally, what have you observed? People are talking about this should not be politicized because it's a national issue.
And I agree with it. If you watch probably our last sitting, at which time the president have placed in front of us the state of emergency, his version of it, and he wanted our input to give it effect. Says on our constitution, the 1986 constitution, beginning of Article 85, 86, 87, 88, it gives the president a prerogative in situation of this nature to declare a state of emergency consistent with public health law. We were given the opportunity as a lawmaker to speak 50 minutes to give your thesis and antithesis. if you were there, and most of the time KMTV is there, I think you may have been privileged to have the recording and the respective position we came up with. We put country first, and we were able to put forward a lot of suggestions and agree with some of the things he said and disagree with some of the things he said. And in the final analysis, we came up with a compromise decision that both of us didn't have to come up with two separate versions, but came with one unique version that is in effect now.
From your background, having vast knowledge in national security, and people watching, they are still not too clear with the issue of state of emergency, the education, and to that of the lockdown or the stay-home order. Could you just provide further clarity to the Liberian people from your background of national security?
Basically, there were some of us who have opted for the president to utilize the public health law. There are sufficient provisions within the public health law that support a health emergency. But in our setting, we take decisions based on majority. I still remember Samuel Johnson, Republican County, was very firm on that. I was firm on that. But in the final analysis, majority felt that if only you give it a health emergency and not a state of emergency, under the health emergency, they kind of argue that the president will not have the go-ahead to exercise more authority. Because we're doing some recasting, we're allocating resources to specific area. Under the health emergency, that would not have been an easy thing to do. But under the state of emergency will be an easy thing to do. On the issue of lockdown, and on the issue of state of emergency, those specific nomenclature, there are some counties that have started showing signs of the COVID-19, i.e. Maserado, Maigibi, Niba, and Grand Crew. So in those specific areas, they were locked down, in addition to the state of emergency and the quarantine. So those are the reasons why they are as they are. My country, Lofa, is now faced with a lockdown, with quarantine, with the state of emergency. So a person in Lofa, say in Tableman, can move from one house in Tableman, observing all of the protocol and all of the do's and don'ts, go into another house in Tableman. A person in Picnic Saint Grand Crew, I know Picnic Saint Grand Crew, I worked there, a young police officer in the 80s. One person will not leave theirs to another because of the lockdown. And while a lockdown in the area, because there are signs of positive cases there, so that's an attempt to control it. So that's what we are for now. And over the period of time, what we did specifically in our state of emergency, support to the president, is to say, look, while we are engaged, maybe in our respective constituency, consistent with our function, if there is a need to revisit the 60 days, if there is a need to revisit the lockdown, let us know. Let be informed by medical practitioner, the MPhil, or the Ministry of Health. When they inform us, then we can make a determination based on their information, because the information they will be giving will be an informed decision, because they are the specialists. We do not want to make political decisions on the health emergency. We want to make scientific decisions supported by scientific facts.
You spoke earlier on that generally you people took the decision in the interest of the people, and as per the observation now on a social distancing, Liberians are so far not adhering to this particular protocol. And the health ministry have already reported that due to this, which is a challenge, there should be a mandate to wear the masks, especially in public places. What's your own take?
I support it 100%. And earlier when we spoke, I said we have a bad camera legislature, though we are a unitary sovereign state. Our young colleagues in the House of Representatives did not insert that into their provision of wearing the marks. We incited that. To do justice, they did not insert 90 days. We incited 90 days, they incited 60 days. But Akara Grace support our 90 days. A colleague did not support it in 90 days. What I'm bringing these things out so that you can know how unique it was. Though it was hectic, but some way, somehow, we overcome it and we are where we are. So I support wearing of masks so that since the social distancing is a difficult thing to do, we should do it. Wearing masks in public places should become compulsory. We had that in our Senate version. They supported us on that. They had 60 days in their HOR version. We supported them on that. So at the end of the day, we did a compromise. It was a win-win situation for both of us. So I'm glad that we did that, and that was our position.
The people are still complaining that in as much as they have to observe the social distancing or the protocols in general, their basic needs have not been met.
There is a stimulant package attached to this. There is the $25 million. There is the $50 million. The $25 million will be partnershiping with the World Health Organization. Our government will fast track the process, putting hard into it first and foremost. And when the necessary global bureaucracy are done, then the World Health or the global economy, those our partner will help. We will have the SEF models. You remember SEF during those days, during the wartime? That was an organization that was distributing food in Monrovia. That's the model we want to use. The president has constituted a steering committee. I'm still headed by the Commerce Minister, co-chaired by the Agriculture Minister, and he has offered to allow political actors, opposition political actors, to put for names. That is something we have not done. We're considering it because it has political implications. Ian Moy is welcoming. We want to play more advisory role.
Why you don't want to see yourself actively?
Because the configuration is predominantly from the government side. So if you just have a small portion from the opposition, so if the ship hit the fin, it's the one who brought you in. That's just a joke, but we're studying it to make a determination whether we'll be direct or we'll play a supervisory role. So that is a similar package of $25 million. We're not a rich country. They want to have to do a small business incentives, small business owner, a $50 million. We had some observation. We thought we needed more means and bounds so that the procedure can be precise, concise, in ways and manner that will not be abused. Let them know who are those small businesses. We had those concerns. Howbeit, majority of our colleagues voted for that, so that passed. So, yeah, there are stimulus package. And then the government, in debtedness to service provider like LEC, Librarian Electric Corporation, have paid $4 million. And LEC have acknowledged received that. And modality have been worked out to see if we can have current and water in the various homes. Because I'm a senator of Lofa County, I specifically raised the issue of not having LEC current in Lofa, not having water. And all that I can't bring the government for putting LEC in Lofa now because we don't have the facility, we don't have the instrumentality, we don't have all of the gadgets in place to be able to get current. So they have said to us, we are placed in the SOE that counties that border other countries that have the ECOWAS power pool, they should benefit. But for a county like Lofa, we should put in there the Librarian Municipal Water Project. Because Librarian Municipal Water Project is a project in, I think, Lofa, Grand Cayman, one other county. That municipal water project is up and running in Lofa. The people of Lofa, many of them have told me that it's expensive. They can't afford it. So we hope that as part of the stimulus package, as part of the $4 million was paid, when LEC and Water and Sewer doing an adjustment, let them be able to work along with the municipal water project in Lofa County so that while we may not have the current, we can be able to have the water.
This issue, people are still confused whether there is this rumor going around that there will be a total lockdown. And if that is a fact, when will it take effect and will this stimulus package be provided before the total lockdown or after? or during the
It will be the fairest thing to do to let that happen before the total lockdown. And I can rule it out. Let me end up with each other. It's hard time that that will have to happen. And now raise our people hope that it won't happen. It will definitely happen. Why will it happen? Today we are 99. 8 deaths, 99 confirmed cases. Of the 8 deaths, one of them a medical worker. JFK medical staff today are on the go slow, passive resistant. So you want to do all you can to ensure that we adopt the best approach. So if, like we said in our portion of the SOE that we all agree on, the President Senator, and we amended it, we're saying that the Ministry of Health, the NFIL, the medical practitioners should inform us. And we said that because our Ministry of Health and NFIL are working with the World Health Organization, working with CDC, not this Coalition of Democratic China, the Center for Disease Control. And then we are partnershiping. No one country is in isolation. There's a global approach. And under the global approach, in Labrador, we have what you call government, all of government approach, all of the people's approach. So when that determination is made that look, there has to be a lockdown, there will be a lockdown, and we will support it. We'll give the president that go ahead, that if the medical practitioner advise us that there should be a global lockdown, that there should be a total lockdown to be able to contain this, I mean, he have our support.
When you give the citizens what they're supposed to have before that happens.
This is why I have told you that in there, we told the government to fast track the process.
Okay.
To fast track the process so that if our partner are to bring, say, $50 million, and the government to provide, say, $10 million, government should provide all down. So we start setting the stage, the bureaucracy, the protocol, so that as soon as our international partner put the $50 million, bingo, they start rolling.
As we wrap up this interview, it's good to have you in the final thing to Liberians, especially during the crisis period.
You acknowledge that my expertise in discussing national security, and you didn't ask specific security question. I thought you were going to ask one question that I was very strong on. Our national security institution, before UNMIL would leave, we made a projection that as of the departure of UNMIL, there was we had an agreement between the government and UNMIL that by the time UNMIL will be leaving, our military will have been 5,000 plus a man. Our paramilitary, the police, will have been 8,000 plus a man. And then the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, the LIS, the Liberian Immigration Service, and all of them will follow. So our total strength will be almost between 20,000. But as I speak to you today, our total strength is not more than 10,000. And then the estimate population of Liberia is about 5 million. Yes, say 5 million. So if you divide 10,000 by 5 million, you have one law enforcement officer to 500 persons. The president had told the chief of staff and chairman of the National Joint Security of Liberia to enforce a stay home. Can one law enforcement officer enforce a stay home of 500 persons? In West Point, a police officer was beating and staff. In Clariton, I think all of annoyance, the military overstepped the bound. There's a problem. So to solve this impact, what I have suggested, and I want to re-emphasize it, there's a need for, if this morning you listen to EFBC, I have one Unity Kofa, who is the chair of the Community Policing Forum. He's not a happy man, and I understand his concern. That Community Policing Forum, the private security institutions, the municipal security, like the MCC or PCC or maybe VCC, Volume City Corporation, have been partnershiping with government in our national security effort. On our new security construct, we have county security council, we have district security council, so that they serve as they complement national security. So that since the Ministry of Justice does not control all of the towns and villages, the Ministry of Internal Affairs does control the towns and villages. So the superintendent is an extended power of national security. The paramount chief is an extended power of national security. The commissioner is an extended power of national security. The town chiefs, the quarter chiefs. So I would think under that doctrine, we need to adapt that procedure so that our law enforcement institutions, though we have not reached the maximum level that which we envisage, but you have a situation now where the municipal corporation, the law enforcement association, the private security will complement national security effort.
So you want their involvement?
They have to get involved. I support 100%. The one thing, how do they get involved? There have to be SOEs. And what is SOE? Is that state of emergency. Will be standard SOP, standard operation procedure. There have to be ROE, rule of engagement. There have to be TOR, term of references, so that those extended national security actors will work under the supervision of national security actors, so that we can have the strength to be able to do what is required and make COVID-19 a history in Liberia.
So are you looking at the dismal numerical strength? That's why you're recommending?
Indeed. Our strength is a concern to me as a national security actor. Even our international partner, while they were here, they have said to us we need a military between 5,000 plus. They did a study working with us. They said we need a law enforcement that will be between 8,000 plus. But today you go to the military, it's less than 2,000. You go to the law enforcement office of the police, it's less than 5,000. This is the top of the DA and the LIS. We confound their term. I don't think more than 10,000. So 10,000 divided by 5 million, you tell one law enforcement officer to 500. So they need to cultivate and utilize external law enforcement institutions that have been partnership with for long. Cannot be overemphasized. Why can the Veteran Bureau, why can't we utilize those ex-military, ex-paramilitary officers that are still around? That still got good morals, good values that we can cultivate. In America, when the ship hit the fence, they go to the reserve. They call the veterans on board to complement, to supplement, and be able to share the expertise with the young guys and advise them. They don't necessarily get into physical work. The expertise could be utilized through advisory councils, through ideas, to patrols where to be able to advise the young people how to conduct themselves, concerning their own experience over the period of time. With that, we can be able to strengthen the national security effort to reduce the exponential difference between our strength and our population.
Some may say the argument would be that this particular crisis we are fighting is not about weapons. So why would you need more security people in the fight?
What just the president called for all health workers to come on board, and then the president in his state of emergency, page 6 or 7, he said, with the authority vested in me, I now authorize the chief of staff and chairman of the National Joint Security Council of Liberia to enforce a stay home. You enforcing 10,000 enforcing a stay home of 5 million people. 10,000 divided by 5 million is 1 to 500. It's not armed, it's persuasion. But one man can either persuade 15 men, 500 men. So we need to look at it. We're again modifying in a way and manner that those actors who will be helping the national security actor should confirm within the standard operation procedure, the rule of engagement, and the term of reference.
So what do you make of hearing the joint security that currently saying the streets working, but people are talking about human rights violation, brutalizing, some people have been victimized of late due to since the state of emergency started?
There is no perfect arrangement. And more besides this, we didn't prepare for COVID-19. So when you bring the military out, you know what I mean? No more the military in the barracks, you bring it out. Then you tell them work with the law enforcement. The military is distinct, it's unique. And you know we have had probably one of the best military in Africa. They have had good training. They're not in Timbuktu, Mali. They're not in Addis Ababa. They're not in New York. They want to maintain that. So they want to be mindful and cautious how to get engaged with other non-security actors. So even what I'm suggesting that the military get involved, the non-security actor get involved, or the external security actor get involved, a recently trained military man will say no, because he's mindful, he's cautious. He have had his training, he have good portfolio. Now he's one of those who they send to peacekeeping mission. He doesn't want to go somewhere where there is a mixture of police, municipal workers, private security, police community relation personnel, then they all make problem. The military want to stay clean.
because they want to remain engaged with the UN peacekeeping mission. They want to remain engaged with the African Union peacekeeping mission. They want to remain engaged with the ECOWAS peacekeeping mission. They want to be seen as that elite group, the force for good. And they are right. But now it's hard time that because of the prevailing condition of our state of the country, our strength is wanting. And then our population is growing. And there's a crisis. They have to be a meeting of the mind.
Talking about the protocols, any final message to Liberians in this regard?
Again, we all need to observe this thing. You got no choice. It doesn't ask you that I'm coming. It's here already. We should have prevented it. Somewhere, somehow we slipped. We didn't. It's here. And there are many walking dead. Many persons walking today, you think they don't have it. But if we start to intensify our test, you'll be surprised. Or even counter where you think there's no COVID-19 victim or patient, there could be. All because we're not exposed to testing. Ghana is, so you see what is happening in Ghana. So let us observe the protocol. Let us wipe our mouths in public. Let us use our disinfectant. Let us wash our hands. Let us keep the distance. Don't go out when you have no reason to go out. Be home if you have to be home. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That's Lofa County Senator Steve Zargo giving his thought generally on the COVID-19 crisis in Liberia and the world at large as we continue with our coverage. I'm Julius Conton and Godfrey Nana Badu Kwanzaa. Please keep watching KMTV because we are everywhere.